Welcome to TMZ Live. More trouble for Tiger Woods. He has been arrested for DUI in Jupiter, Florida, after, according to law enforcement, driving down a street at a very high speed, hitting another vehicle. His vehicle rolled over, and it was apparent to officers who arrived at the scene Tiger Woods was impaired.
That is what the officers suspected immediately, and they started putting him through the paces for field sobriety. Tiger mentioned and this is interesting, mentioned his surgeries to them, said that he'd had surgeries.
As if to say, here's why I'm unstable.
Why I might be unstable, yeah. Exactly. But this is the sheriff in Martin County explaining why they took him into custody.
The individual driving that Land Rover was able to crawl out the passenger door of the car and was identified to be Mr. Tiger Woods. Our DUI investigators came to the scene here, and Mr. Woods did exemplify signs of impairment. They did several tests on him. Of course, he did explain the injuries and the surgeries that he had. We did take that into account. But they did do some in-depth roadside tests, and when it was determined, he was placed under arrest and taken to the Martin County Jail. So Mr. Woods did a breathalyzer test, blew triple zeros, but when it came time for us to ask for a urinalysis test, he refused, and so he's been charged with DUI, with property damage, and refusal to submit to a lawful test.
Those are both misdemeanors, but they could carry jail time. Now remember, Tiger has a previous DUI in Florida in 2000.
Not far from this, but by the way, this is all near his home in Jupiter Island.
So we should explain. What happened here was there was a pickup truck that was driving down this two-lane road.
A landscaping truck, yeah.
It was pulling into a driveway, and the driver looked in his rearview mirror and saw this Range Rover just zooming toward him, very high speed, according to law enforcement. And he tried to get inside the driveway, but Tiger clipped the pickup truck, and it sent the pickup truck on his side.
Or no, sent the Range Rover.
The Range Rover on its side,
and the sheriff said that he didn't know exactly how fast Tiger was going, but he said the car very clearly slid for quite a distance. So his point was he was not doing the speed limit, which was 30 miles per hour.
Clearly, and Tiger he had to climb through the passenger window to get out of the car. Now, nobody was injured in this, but there was property damage, which is kind of an enhancement of DUI. So he's in trouble.
Yeah, and look, these are look, it is misdemeanor DUI and misdemeanor refusal to submit to that urinalysis, but this is his second DUI. Back in 2017, you remember that there was body cam video of him taking the field sobriety test. That DUI is still on his record and could impact the kind of jail time he could see for this second offense. Now, he won't get a mandatory sentence because they're not close in time. You have to be within 5 years, but it could take into account that he could get up to 9 months on the second DUI offense because they're both in Florida.
So what happens so he refused to take the urinalysis. So they're not going to know. The sheriff did say during the news conference that he suspects that it was medication that he was impaired by, not alcohol. But because there's no urinalysis, they're not going to know.
Well, no, but hold on. But the law is really clear. What they do is they have two components to the law. One is driving while impaired, which is something that doesn't require a specific reading. And then the second is the actual reading. And they can charge him on either.
That's exactly
by not taking the test. It doesn't free him. It just means...
No, I know it doesn't free him, but my point is...
He'll get his license suspended because of that.
He'll get his license suspended, but they're not going to be able to... They're not going to be able to say at some point, this is what it was.
No, but they do it visually. They say he was impaired. He was driving at a high rate of speed.
He submitted to all those tests, the field sobriety. They have all of that evidence of impairment.
They got a lot. They got a lot here.
He also has to stay in jail for a minimum of 8 hours after this because he refused that test, and he's going to have to sit in the drunk tank.
Now, you may remember in 2021, Tiger got in a really serious accident here in Southern California. Where,
another
rollover, and he almost lost his leg in this.
Right. In fact, the injury that he's still recovering from is related to the surgeries from after that accident.
And so there was criticism on law enforcement in this case, in the 2021 case, because they never did a field sobriety test or any kind of an alcohol test there or a test for drugs. And there was a lot of criticism about that. The Masters is in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, and there had been a lot of conversation about whether or not he was going to attempt to play in the Masters. That clearly is not going to happen now if he was still thinking about it.
Donald Trump actually weighed in a few minutes ago.
I feel so badly. He's got some difficulty. There was an accident, and that's all I know. Very close friend of mine. He's an amazing person, amazing man, but some difficulty.
Winston from Kalamazoo, Michigan here. How often can we offer grace for someone who has multiple DUIs? It's not really too hard to think about. I mean, I drive, you drive, we all have loved ones that drive. What happens if Tiger Woods affected their lives, got them injured? We would be devastated. I say we sentence him correctly and get the help and give him the help that he deserves. He should no longer be on the road. There are women and children that are just going to school and living their day-to-day lives. Like, take away his license and sentence him fully for the 9 months. We need to protect ourselves and just...
Well, his license is going to be suspended for some time.
I got to
at the
tell
very
you,
least.
he's in some trouble about getting a sentence in this case, given his history.
Yeah.
There is D.C. flight, as in senators are fleeing Washington, D.C., where we do not have a deal yet. And as of the time we are talking to you right now, which is just after 11 in the morning, L.A. time, it looks like the House ain't on board with the Senate, but the senators are on board airplanes having left D.C.
And some of them kind of sneaking out of town, or at least not wanting any spotlight as they left. As a very famous guy we used to work with said, not so fast, senators.
Marsha Blackburn,
Yes.
Marsha Blackburn, the senator from Tennessee, she went to Reagan National Airport last night at 6 o'clock in the evening.
Which is also interesting.
6 hours before the Senate voted on this bill to reopen the government and pay TSA agents, among others. Now, watch this. This is her escort. She is carefully shielding herself from the camera.
Well, actually, I think the escort is making sure, because even the photographer says, hey, I'm just trying to get a shot.
She ain't looking this way.
And the escort says, yeah, I know you are, and I'm doing my job too, which is
they're trying to shield her face from the camera because she knows the optics of this. That, by the way, she gets a clear sail through the airport.
Well, there was no line, luckily for her.
But she had others follow after the vote. John Thune, the majority leader, he left town.
This morning. He left this morning, so after the vote.
But before the House voted.
The House had voted, right.
And likewise, Senator Ted Cruz did not go to Mexico this time. He went back
to Houston.
And that's going to be interesting if he passes the lines at TSA when he lands in Houston. That'll be interesting.
Oh, no, he doesn't dare walk past the...
Although
he might not be able to avoid it.
The problem is the lines are going down to baggage claim.
Oh, if anyone standing in line in Houston sees Ted Cruz...
So here's the thing. The House is not on board, it looks like, with what the Senate is doing. Today is the last day. They are going to go on their 2-week break, their Easter break, their spring break, as thousands of federal workers don't get paid.
Yeah, part of this is just, it's gross. People are really, really hurting. We talked to one of them on TMZ Live yesterday, and to see them sort of slink out of town while a deal is not set. Now, to be fair, the Senate one was voted unanimously. That did go forward. So she
doesn't count unless the House votes.
Doesn't count if the House doesn't do anything, although President Trump has said he's going to sign an executive order that will ameliorate it but not cover it fully.
Just for TSA, but not for Coast Guard, not for FEMA.
100%
there are
right.
thousands of workers. So if the Congress does not pass a bill that gets signed by the president and they go on vacation for the next 2 weeks, we requested this yesterday and we are going to double down today. We want you guys, you are the TMZ army, and we want you guys, if you're at Disney World or in Hawaii
Wherever
or somewhere.
if you're on vacation, if you're somewhere and you see
Lhasa National Park,
a member of Congress on vacation, enjoying themselves.
Take a picture. Send it to us. Send it to TMZ. Go on our website. You'll see the tip line. Send it to us, and we will put it on our website. We will put it on our TV shows. We will put it on social media. We will put it on all of our platforms so people can see what they're doing And
They're
what
taking off on vacation without actually doing
is a
their
non-vi-
job.
it's a
people are
non-violent
losing,
bounty. It's a
losing
bounty.
their homes,
Yeah.
losing their cars, losing their mental health. The woman we had yesterday, she said she's suffering medically from this.
And even if the president signs the executive order
It's gonna take a while to get
and
the money.
TSA gets paid, it's going to take a while. And the bottom line is, yes, even if he did that, Congress still didn't do it, and that's what this is about.
And no,
That
but
your
also,
elected
what about
representatives.
FEMA? What about FEMA?
Right.
What about the Coast Guard?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's still thousands of people. It's just they're not in your face the way TSA is.
Right.
But they have to pay mortgages. The first of the month is coming up. They have to pay rent. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? And again, we've talked about this now for months, this outer movement. Oh, out with their asses. Just vote them all out. They can't do the job. The job is to compromise and somehow come together. They can't do it.
And people are hurting.
They are.
And people are hurting because of it.
And the people have the power.
Yeah.
And the power at this point needs to be exercised.
Hey, so this is Cookie here out of Dallas, Texas. Let's be crystal clear. Trump knew exactly what his minions was going to do. He also knows that he is facing losing the midterm. So I feel like he's playing both sides, but ultimately the American people are hurting. And I think this is a push to get American people to riot so that we don't have midterm elections. So we got ICE walking around the airport sashaying like the rejected kids that finally got chosen. This makes absolutely no sense, but then again, it does make sense. It's Project 2025, period.
Well, but there's an option. The option is not to riot, but the option is vote them all out.
Vote them all out. And over the next 2 weeks, you have the opportunity to shame them if they don't do what they're supposed to do. Shame them by getting photos of them on vacation.
There was one senator, Mike Lee, who said that if they leave town without passing the law, this is a really good example of social Darwinism. He ain't wrong.
Coming up.
So for all of you who have watched Love Story, which is the story about JFK Jr. and Carolyn Bissett's marriage and the troubles they had, you will be interested to know that Donald Trump yesterday was asked about it. Some of the things he said kind of aligns with the show itself.
Be right back.
So for all of you who have watched Love Story, which is the story about JFK Jr. and Carolyn Bissett's marriage and the troubles they had and the tragic deaths, you will be interested to know that Donald Trump yesterday was asked about it. He was on The Five on Fox News, and he was asked what his recollections were of JFK Jr. and Carolyn. And
he knew him back in the 90s.
He did. He did. And some of the things he said kind of aligns with the show itself.
Even though Ryan Murphy's gotten a lot of slack for it.
From the Kennedy family.
From the Kennedy family, the president kind of agrees with Ryan Murphy.
I actually knew him and liked him, and he liked me, believe it or not. He actually put me on the cover of his magazine, George. And I got to be friendly with him, and he would go down to Mar-a-Lago with me and with Carolyn. It was a tragic thing. They had a very interesting relationship. They would bicker. I want to be nice. They would bicker together. They would, in other words, have little fights, and then they'd make up and start kissing wildly. So it was one of those relationships. Let me tell you, he's a very handsome guy. He was a handsome guy. You don't get better looking. And he was going to run for politics. He was going to run for the Senate. He told me, and nobody would have beaten him. And he probably would have ended up being president.
Well, it kind of aligns with what they did on the show. Look, I mean, this was chronicled in the 90s by the New York Post, by others, where they had their famous fight in the park.
Right.
But, there's something I find really interesting about this.
The change in Donald Trump?
Yeah, well, look, I knew this guy for 20 years, Trump.
Yeah.
And this is the Democrat Donald Trump.
That was Democrat Donald Trump.
He was a Democrat.
Right.
And he was he even said yesterday when he was talking about Rand Paul, not so nicely, saying Rand Paul was a laissez-faire guy, and he said, I'm kind of a laissez-faire guy too. He was that. The guy here that you're seeing is different than the guy back then.
I totally disagree with you, though, because it's that everybody else has shifted. Everyone loved Donald Trump back in the day. I mean, you go from Oprah Winfrey on down. Right. They all loved him, but then when he became political, and then they all shunned him. I don't think he's really changed much.
I knew him.
I know you do.
He was political. He was political in the 80s.
He'd been on the cover of George.
Well,
He was a Democrat who was pro-abortion.
Look at that.
I think he still has
behind Trump's political fling.
Yeah, he
So
was.
you can't say he's not political.
No, look, of course. He was always an opinionated guy. I'm saying I don't think he's changed that much, should be
they asked
the way
him,
I should have
Oprah said in the 80s she would be his vice president.
Right.
So, I mean, he
is he's that same guy. I think he's the same guy.
Okay. He is a fundamentally different.
I honestly don't think. I honestly don't. I'm not trying to be like a contrarian here. I really don't think he is.
Well, you know what Bill Maher said? Bill had dinner with him. And Bill said, and I think wisely, he said, the guy you see in private is maybe the real guy, but he plays something different when
you
he's
hear
in
a lot
public.
of people say that, not just Bill. A lot of people will say that he's really nice to be around.
But he is a radically different person.
I know you know him.
In this role.
I know you know him. I don't.
Radically different.
Well, my name is Daryl. I'm from Atlanta, and I got to be honest with you. Okay, when it comes to Trump, first of all, I don't think I would be pretty nervous if I was endorsed by Trump. First of all, because with everything going on, it sort of makes sense why Trump would endorse JFK Jr. Think about it. I mean, he had a kind of tumultuous past, had a lot going on politically. I mean, honestly, sort of makes sense why he would endorse him.
The second part of Savannah Guthrie's interview with Hoda Kotb aired this morning on the Today Show. And in addition to talking about, dealing with the grief and the mystery of her mother Nancy's disappearance, her abduction, Savannah also talked about how she's going to get back to her life and her career. And she's made a decision about that.
So how about coming back? I know everyone's wondering.
So it's hard to imagine doing it because it's such a place of joy and lightness, and I can't come back and try to be something that I'm not. But I can't not come back because it's my family. I think it's part of my purpose right now.
She said she has a purpose, and I was thinking, if you can come here and sit here and do this job through that, you are showing something incredible. And I think a lot of people are wondering, well, when is she coming back? Well, she is coming back to this job that she loves here at Today, and we're glad to say that she will start here, sitting next to this wonderful human being, Craig, Monday, April the 6th.
Because she is not going to let sadness win.
So it's a week from Monday.
Yeah.
And, look, they're going to have a huge audience for this show. And I don't think just for the first day, because no matter what she does, if she looks like she's impervious to the pain she's feeling, people are still going to know and wonder, what about the next segment?
Right.
How do you do a cooking segment that's just this kind of trivial kind of thing?
Yeah. I mean, I understand. I think there's going to be a lot of people that, how can they even fathom that I could do this while knowing my mother is still missing? But on the other side, I think it might be good for her because at a certain point, it's been almost 2 months since she's been missing, and there's not been
it's definitely going to be good for her.
Yeah, I think
but
having that distraction.
It's good for other people. It's good for people who are paralyzed with what she's going through. And there are a lot of people in this country who have exactly this going on. And to see somebody who can work through it is probably really helpful.
Well, and Savannah said that part of her inspiration for this is actually her mother, that she watched her mother go through this when Savannah's father died and watched how she was able to pick herself up and carry on, and now she's going to have to do the same.
Yeah, and again, to me it's interesting because, covering other people's tragedies is just interesting the way she handles that. And it's interesting the way she handles light things.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you have fun and laugh
when
you know
all
what's
those things
behind
will be interesting, which is what people will tune in for every day.
There will be a huge audience for this.
Coming up.
So more drama with Taylor Frankie Paul. We had told you about an incident last February. The DA has the case now. She could end up in prison for this.
Be right back.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
BB Rexa was looking hot on vacation.
Look at the water, too. Did you just say look at the water?
I mean, I'll be honest, that is what I was looking at.
TMZ!
So more drama with Taylor Frankie Paul. We had told you about an incident last February where her baby daddy Dakota said that she attacked him both at his home and in a car. She says it was the opposite. But the DA has the case now. The police finished the investigation. This DA has the case, and they're going to decide whether to file charges.
Here's the thing. The stakes are high for her because
she's
it's
on
not
probation.
just about that incident. She is on probation for the 2023 barstool throwing incident. She's on probation until August. And if whatever happened in February, whether or not she gets charged, could lead to her being them revoking her probation.
Even if they don't charge her for the February incident, her probation could still be revoked. The standard is different in a probation violation. She could end up in prison for this.
For aggravated assault.
If they revoke her probation because she pled guilty to felony aggravated assault.
Right.
So that's one front. We have a second.
Yes, and the second is something that Taylor's mom said to police back in 2023. So we have this body cam of the entire investigation police conducted in the hours after that bar stool throwing incident. And it included, remember, when the police got there, Taylor's parents showed up and to take care of her kids. So the police, once they get back to the station, they're looking at the videos from that incident, and they wanted to check on Taylor's daughter. Taylor's I believe, 5-year-old daughter at the time, who was the one who got hit with the bar stool that ricocheted off of Dakota. So this is the conversation between the officer and Taylor's mom, Leanne.
Do you guys have with you?
Yes.
Would you do me a favor and check her head? I don't even know if she might have a concussion, but it looks like she might. It looks like during the altercation, she got hit in the head with a metal chair.
I think she looked fine that when I saw her. She's sleeping. Let me see.
We tell Sergeant duty for her.
No, there's nothing on her.
Okay.
No bumps or anything.
Well, she had a goose egg on her head.
That's what's interesting, that Taylor's mom was saying.
For sure. I mean, you have to give Leanne a little bit of credit. It is 3 a.m. You know, she was woken up by this call. They were actually looking for Jeremy, her husband, instead, because once cops were reviewing all the evidence, they obviously saw this video that we ended up obtaining where you hear Taylor's daughter start crying, Dakota saying, your daughter's right here.
Well, the police said that she was struck.
Right. So
the daughter was struck.
So we went back and looked through the documents. The police said that it was based on a later interview.
Right.
Clearly not with Leanne, because Leanne said she didn't see anything. But the fact,
for sure,
when the police wrote in the report that she had a goose egg, they said it was based on.
Right, which the police do say that does develop over time, so they do tell Leanne to kind of keep an eye on her.
It's true. It could be that it was 3 a.m. You know, it was just
Taylor
a few hours
Taylor
after.
had a good lawyer to have this all thrown out because there were 4 charges, and that she only pled guilty to aggravated assault.
We say only at this point.
Right.
I
Because
understand,
she
but
was able to just get probation.
The fact that she didn't get child endangerment or something like that is, wow. I got to say, her lawyer did a phenomenal job for her.
She is going to need more good lawyering, perhaps based on what happened just last month.
It's Lila here in LA, and everything I've learned about Taylor Frankie Paul in the past couple weeks has been completely against my will. I never watched Secret Life of Mormon Pets, Wives, whatever it is.
Secret Lives of Mormon Pets. I love that show. I love that show.
You have an idea.
Honestly, I think that's the spinoff we need. We need to see the pets react to the moms, reacting to the wives, reacting to the drama.
Great.
But I think that all this footage coming out is just re-traumatizing everyone that's involved, including her daughter. So my heart really goes out to the family.
Yeah.
Coming up,
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, who showed up as soon-to-be husband and wife, at an award show for the first time.
And she was a big winner.
Be right back.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. Big debut for Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, who showed up as soon-to-be husband and wife at an award show for the first time.
And she was a big winner.
Yeah, he picked a good night to be by her side at the iHeart Radio Awards because Taylor's album just cleaned up last night.
Seven awards.
And when she got on stage, she talked about that album and why it was so much fun for her. And yeah, the fiance got a shout out.
The album came out with this energy of just feeling really happy and strong and confident and free. And so I want to say thank you to the fans for giving me that feeling when I was making this record. I think that this album probably also feels very happy and confident and free because that's the way that I get to feel every single day of my life because of my fiance who's here tonight.
She knew. You heard the crowd erupt. She knew exactly, like that was the gonna bring down the house
Taylor
moment.
Swift knows exactly what she's doing.
She really
at any
kind of
moment,
plays you
at
Swifties.
any moment in time.
She plays you Swifties like a fiddle.
violin.
Well, the Swifties are going to hate me after this, but my gripe for this is she also had a happy album called Lover, and you know who inspired that one? Joe Alwyn. So why are we acting like this is her first happy?
Wow.
That album was so much better than this one. I'm gonna get so much hate.
Throw it out of the Swifties.
The other thing is the camera. They should have just had one camera for the whole thing.
You don't think they did?
I think they did, yeah.
That they had one camera locked down
they
on
did.
them?
But they should have just shown her the whole time because they pretty much did anyway.
They pretty much did, yeah.
Yeah.
It was the Taylor Swift show.
It was the Taylor Swift show.
I don't even remember. Did she go to the Grammys?
No, this is the first time
she did not.
No, and this is the first time the two of them have been
this
to
is
an
their
award
first,
show ever.
Big red carpet. Yeah.
So
many more to come, probably.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Deja from Baltimore. I believe that this is so good and so big for Swifties everywhere. Travis has shown up for Taylor for the first time at an award show, but we've seen Taylor show up for him over and over and over again, going to every game that she possibly can. So I know that Swifties are just so excited to see him show up for her. And she finally has someone that she can dance with, like you saw just there. She finally has someone she can dance with in the audience at every award show she goes to.
Were they dancing together?
You know, that's her thing, is like she's the one who's always standing up.
Right.
By
But were they
herself.
dancing?
But she's usually by herself, but yeah. But Travis was up with her now.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, they are just showing her the whole time. Well, I get it too. I mean, I get it.
Oh my God, wait, was Ray doing her song, Where's My Husband?
Yes.
Oh, well then that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, well, they would show?
Yes.
I got it.
Martha Stewart and her debut as a New York housewife. Okay, she's on the
TV
New
show.
York Housewives. Yes. She is not going to be one of the housewives, but someone very close to her is, and Martha makes a guest appearance. Her makeup artist is one of the new housewives. So we got Martha out in New York and asked her if this is going to be a recurring guest appearance for her.
Daisy is a fabulous housewife of New York.
How was it filming?
The filming was very fun. They're very professional, and I think it's going to be a very exciting series.
I'm excited for that. So can we see you making more appearances, or is it like one and done?
I think it probably is maybe 1.5 done.
Wait a minute. Professional. I don't know that's the moniker of the housewives.
The housewives? No.
It's
not usually a word that is attached to
I can
that
take a wine
franchise.
glass. I can take a wine glass and
professionally throw it in your face. I have to say, a lot of Housewives fans are saying this is the best housewife guest of all time. Because there's been a lot of, celebrity pop-ins here and there. Andrea Bocelli, obviously Paris Hilton, even Jamie Lee Curtis, Kris Jenner. But this one definitely takes the cake. And this is her stomping ground. She is the queen of New York. She did had that catering business there, was a model there. So for her to make a cameo.
The catering business was in Connecticut.
Oh, right. But,
Same diff, tri-states. It's all good.
Yeah. But anyways, this will be so exciting. Everyone's going to watch.
Oh, she'll be funny. She will be funny.
I'm really fascinated by her vest.
Oh.
Like, it's a puffer vest, but it's got
Cut off sleeves?
Cut off sleeves? Like, that's...
Okay. Well, what are you saying,
You're
Charles? She can do no wrong.
No, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I've never seen it.
We'll see you in that next week, Charles.
That's exactly what I was saying.
Maya Lamise here from South Carolina, and I don't even see why Martha Stewart would agree to even go on a show like that. She had enough drama in her lifetime. She done been to jail enough to know when to stay away from drama, okay? I would have not signed up for something like that.
She's back, man. She is back.
Here's the thing with Martha. She knows the right things to do. She likes to be relatable. She likes to do things that make her relatable to the audience.
Which is funny because the rap she got when she was doing her TV show and everything else is unrelatable. But she's so relatable.
Now she's super relatable.
She's amazing.
She does things
I
like
love
this.
Martha Stewart.
Coming up.
Sounds weird to say that there's still a hangover from the pandemic. There are still a quarter of Americans who are working from home. But now, employers might have a way that they're going to lure people back in. It's all about creating a luxurious office space.
Worst idea ever.
Be right back.
Sounds weird to say that there's still a hangover from the pandemic, but there is, because really the workforce in America has changed dramatically since then. There are still a quarter of Americans who are working from home.
I've heard that number. That sounds crazy to me.
I know, but it's everyone got used to it and nobody wanted to go back, especially in the tech industry. But now, employers might have a way that they're going to lure people back in. It's all about creating a luxurious office space.
Worst idea ever. Worst idea ever.
I mean, we could use a little luxury around here. There is a building
not going to happen.
A building opening in San Francisco. It's called the Sphere, and it is going to have the most. Look at that.
It's like a 5-star hotel.
It really seems kind of like a resort. So how does any work get done? Will this actually get people back to the office?
Look at this.
And this is just one building where this is happening. This is a concept that other places are starting to adopt. Will this get the money back to the office? When we're following the money, we got to bring in our guy, Damon John from Shark Tank, following the money for us. Damon, welcome back, man.
What's
How you
happening?
doing?
I am doing well, and I couldn't be more on topic about a topic because I'm actually moving into the same exact type of building. These buildings right now, people want the buildings to be called Class A. These are called Class X, and I'm moving into Ravani, Miami Beach. It is the same exact concept. You have to make a place where people want to come. So that's exactly the type of building, and that's how you're going to get people back.
So hold on. How can I disagree with you more? I need to think about this.
Well, look around, first of all. It's pretty obvious we do.
Dude, if you lure people back with all of these perks, with saunas and spas and all of this stuff.
5-star amenities.
They're not serious about really coming back to work. They are not. And if you've got to basically say to people, we have all these diversions from work, you are asking for a fiasco. You're asking for a fiasco.
I understand where you're going, my cheap little friend. But by the way, I feel the same exact way. So Hart, let me tell you, my office is exactly like yours, where I want it to be busy. I want it to be working. I want people. We are, at the end of the day, we are creatures who like to be around each other. However, what's going on with these buildings, the one I'm moving into, and probably that one, same thing, is it's not right there. What happens is people go after work to the speakeasy, to the red light bed and all those type of things, and they get things that they can't get at home. You know, back in the day with, health and wellness, well, you can get a couple of dumbbells. You can't put a red bed in your apartment. First of all, it's $150,000. So you lure people there and they get more work done. Who's been doing this? Bloomberg, Google, they've been offering free food, free meals, at team huddle spaces, childcare, and you're getting people back into the office. I'm seeing it work. Other than that, we are at a 25%. We're going to exceed 25% in vacancy of these type of buildings. And pre-pandemic, it was only 12%. That's a massive swing about people not going back to work.
I'm reading that college graduates can't get jobs, that unemployment is going up, that people are struggling. I mean, you know, I'm not so sure about the tech industry, but in the entertainment business, it is tough right now. And so I thought making a reasonable demand of you got to be in the office maybe wouldn't have flown 6 years ago, but I think it's flying today. Because I got to tell you, for us, with very few exceptions, I want people in this office.
Me too. I am spot on with you, and I agree. But a lot of people, they say they want to get back up. They say they want a job, and they're looking at other places. But you know what? You brought up a valid point. If you're a college student who just got out of your parents' house and off of campus, you want to be places where people are. You want to mingle. You want to go out at night. Yeah, maybe for more of the executives who don't want to do that type of stuff. But today, that is the thing that's luring people along with having a job. You know, something else people are doing now. They're also teaching courses of AI on how to save your job and actually make maybe some money if you are taking a course in the company at the office and finding out that if you either increase sales or reduce costs, you're going to get maybe 0.5% of that. So you went to college and you paid to do that. Now you're at the office, you eating some great food, hanging out with some good people, making money and building a future for yourself. And you know what? Everybody else who's not going to listen to that, no problem. You know, they can stay at home. That's up to them. Maybe they're going to dance and do all this stuff on TikTok, and that's fine. But if you want to come into the office, you're going to make money, but we got to make it good for you.
Damon, I don't know what dance that was, but
you didn't know what dance that was? That was the old man. That was the old man. You know,
it's like you're stretching. All right. So just to be clear, no meetings. You're not going to be having like your afternoon meeting in the sauna.
No, not at all. Not at all.
In these buildings,
there has to be discipline, but you know, you have to have you have to be disciplined about this.
We have a gym in our in the building that we're in. It's not our gym, but it's the building's gym. They have a volleyball court too. Yeah. And we give free pizza on Fridays to the staff.
Well
then you're allowed to play volleyball.
Well, then you're already there, Charles. You're already there, and you know this is. You're already there, and it probably lured you to the building, or you probably brag about that. You know, when you're recruiting great talent.
No.
We don't let
them out of the building.
They're probably here for a couple of years before they discover, like, hey, you know, there's a volleyball court out here. Like,
true.
We don't tell anybody about
that. Why are you letting me go? Because you were on the volleyball court most of the day.
All right, Damon. Thanks, man. Good luck in that new office building.
All right.
Enjoy the red light therapy.
Thank you. All right. I will be right there in Ravani, Miami Beach.
Coming up.
Ryan Gosling has an inspiration, someone who really was the reason he decided to become an actor.
Marlon Brando.
No.
James Dean.
No. I could give you 50 guesses and you wouldn't get it.
Be right back.
So Ryan Gosling has an inspiration, someone who really was the reason he decided to become an actor.
Marlon Brando.
No.
James Dean.
No. Am I close? You would never.
Am I warm?
I could give you 50 guesses and you wouldn't get it. This is what he revealed on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast with Josh Horowitz. No one would ever guess this, but it makes Ryan Gosling incredibly relatable.
Deidre Hall's a great actress because she's having to act possessed right now. That just seems like a lot to ask of her.
I caught the podcast. Oh my gosh, what fun. We think it would be nice if you wanted to come over and see what we do in our neck of the woods.
Deidre Hall, are you kidding me? Yes, I will be there to thank you in person for being my OG acting inspiration.
So he is going to show up at the Days of Our Lives set. How does he not go on camera if he shows up there? How are they going to let him out?
There's no way they don't talk him into doing some sort of cameo.
And he probably would love it, doing it with Deirdre Hall.
Yes. But that is amazing that
she's
Days
the
of Our
inspiration.
Lives, and, you know, he said that soap opera actors, they don't get enough credit. I mean, they really do have a ton of dialogue.
He was saying that they have like 10 pages of dialogue every day. They have to do it in the first take. They have cranked these things out. So, wow, hats off to Deirdre Hall.
Also, I didn't realize that Days of Our Lives was still going. No offense to
I didn't either.
soap fans, but I thought most of them.
Soaps are having a resurgence, it turns out.
Hi, I'm Summer Joy from New Jersey, and I just think it's really heartwarming that a big celebrity like Ryan Gosling still kind of has the opportunity to visit a set that inspires him, and I totally agree. I hope we get to see him in a cameo.
Yeah, that's amazing. This must be like 60 years.
Also, that Deidre Hall is still on.
She's still on the show.
Days of Our Lives. It's definitely been 40 years. Yes, definitely. When I was watching Days of Our Lives in like college, she was.
You were watching it in college. It explains a lot. What else you guys want to talk about?
Hi, I'm Callie. I'm a pop culture writer in New York for Business Insider, and I'm talking about the Savannah Guthrie decision to come back to the Today Show after her mother's tragic disappearance. And I think that although I can imagine some people might say it's too soon and she needs to be with her family, I fully support this decision. I think that it could be great for her to return to a routine and a supportive community rather than sitting in Arizona, feeling guilty and feeling unproductive, especially since there's been no huge breaks in the case yet, and it could take years to solve.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's therapy, right?
Right.
Right. Especially since she said that she considers her coworkers like family. So I think that, getting back to work could be a great distraction, but also great to keep the visibility on the case and keep the pressure on the police.
Yeah,
absolutely true. One more.
Hi, my name is Iraya. I'm from Syracuse, New York, and I'm talking about Taylor Swift shouting out Travis Kelce. I think that as somebody who listens to her happiness definitely reflected in her album. So everybody deserves to find their person, and I love that for her.
God, it's so funny because we were talking in the office before the album came out. When there are no grievances, are people going to like it as much? And they liked it more, actually.
Well, yeah. Anyway, it's very successful.
Coming up.
Mike Johnson has formally rejected the Senate version that would end the government shutdown.
So the fact that Mike Johnson rejected this, there's no vote in the House, and now basically they kick it back to the Senate.
There's no deal,
and there's no one to make a new deal.
Be right back.
So it is noon in Los Angeles, and Mike Johnson has formally rejected the Senate version that would end the government shutdown. So there is no deal. There are legislators, including Ted Cruz and John Thune, have already flown to their homes. Marsha Blackburn did.
So the fact that Mike Johnson rejected this, there's no vote in the House, and now basically they kick it back to the Senate.
There's no deal, and
there's no one to make a new deal.
And they're going away. They're going on recess. So we want your pictures. If this, because even
they
if
took a break without doing their jobs,
and even if Trump signs this emergency executive order funding TSA, there are still.
Was that Trump has signed it?
He signed it.
Yeah.
They're members of the Coast Guard, FEMA, not getting paid. Sorry. We want pictures of the members of Congress enjoying themselves on vacation that we can put up on all of our platforms, website, television show, social media. We want to show you guys how government works and how it doesn't.
And if it takes a little shame to get them there, maybe that's what is required.
And this gets power back in the hands of the people.
Can you imagine just taking off for vacation without doing your job?
Can you imagine? It's like, sorry, didn't do my work. I'm leaving. No way. Have a good weekend. Send us your pictures.